In 2026, AI agencies are dying at a drastic rate, and it's not just because of the new AI tools making workflows easy to produce, but it's also the endless client calls, managing a big team, scope creep, and 24/7 stress, which is a recipe for an early grave for an AI agency owner. But now we have a problem because we know AI workflows make money, but how do we sell them without running into all the same issues as a traditional AI agency? So in this video, I'll break down how to escape the afterlife and make more money than you ever could as an AI agency through a new model I call vibe consulting. So what if you could make the same money as these AI agencies, actually, candidly, a lot more, but without any of the headaches of all the hiring stresses, all the operational headaches, all the management of a complete department of any of these businesses? That's really what we're talking about today. And by the way, if you do enjoy videos like this and you're wanting to start your own AI business, hit that subscribe button down below. I break down how anybody can start their own AI consulting business and drop videos every week. So here's the model that's working. You need to position yourself using your current industry expertise as an AI consultant. You sell your expertise, not the execution. This is a key differentiation between an agency and a consultant. So most people sell AI workflow implementation. This is that AI automation agency. And this is what people think you have to do to get into the AI world or do anything, sell anything inside of AI. But the smart people are becoming consultants, and they are selling the blueprint to companies on exactly what they can implement and that will be successful for them, and then let somebody else build it, right? So they hand off the implementation. And this is why non-technical people have a massive edge over technical people when it becoming consultant, because they don't get sucked in to the implementation. So when it comes to starting your own AI consultancy or becoming an AI consultant, your biggest moat is your industry experience. So let's say you've been in healthcare, manufacturing, supply chain. What that gives you is a moat over everybody else because you have contacts, expertise, industry knowledge. You understand how businesses are run. And this is what the AI super nerds don't understand. They don't have any of that context, which gives you the 0 to 1 ability. For the actual consulting practice itself, you are going to be delivering a detailed document with things like a process roadmap, an implementation roadmap, tool recommendations, things of that nature, where you are breaking down their current business as it stands. Then you are going to be opening their eyes to where AI could plug the leaks in their business. You are then going to be hiring the people to do the implementation. I'm not expecting you to go and build your own internal team, although you can if you want. What I'm really talking about here is you finding a partner where you can either white label their solution or you partner directly with them and you hand the client off to them. This is exactly how we protect our expertise, and we also protect our time by handing off the time-consuming work of implementation. This gives us the ability to protect our margins and protect our lifestyle that we want. But here's the part that most people kind of struggle with now is, how do you prove that you can solve the problems without showing that you can do the complicated implementations? A lot of this is a belief thing, but you don't need case studies to start consulting for businesses. You just need to know a little bit more than these businesses. You need to understand where AI can help them, and that is not that difficult to do. Then you're going to partner with the technical experts, whether it's another agency or a technical consultant, and then you are going to use their skills to then do that implementation. You are then managing that relationship. So now let's talk about pricing in a way that doesn't scare prospects or leave money on the table. So when you only offer one price, prospects either say yes or no. So when you offer 3 options, they get to choose which one fits their budget the best. Now, we start always with an audit. Now, this is the best entry point for absolutely everybody, hands down. And at a bare minimum, you want to be charging $5,000 for this. And I say this because you don't want to be auditing less than 10-person companies. That's a real sweet spot as a starting point. You can then, as like a silver package, offer the full implementation and oversight. So basically actually delivering the implementation from the audit that you've identified. This is going to be the full workflow build out, the integrations, the whole kit and caboodle. And then the final package is the gold package, which is the ongoing management and maintenance of the project that you've actually implemented. Now, here's a top tip. If you are doing implementations, you should make it absolutely mandatory that the maintenance of the things that you have implemented is part of the deal. So you're saying, hey, no matter what, if you pay me 50 grand to do this implementation, you have to pay 3 grand a month for us to maintain this. And this is for 2 reasons. One, Mr. Prospect, we want to make sure that if the tool or the implementation ever breaks, that we can instantly fix it for you so you get the result you want. And number 2, Mr. Prospect, you know how fast AI is evolving. And because of that, we will always keep it at the cutting edge and make it better and cheaper for you, so you are getting the results that you wanted and the reason we engaged in this whole engagement to start with. So 99.9% of prospects are going to go with just the audit to start off with, which is exactly what you want. Then they will see the output of the consulting engagement, and then they will naturally flow to the implementation. And then because the implementation, one of the criteria is the maintenance, they will then obviously basically get them as a bundle. You can also just sell people the maintenance if they do have current AI implementations set up. This makes the sales conversations incredibly natural, incredibly logical. There was just this nice, smooth progression through the entire process, and it doesn't feel like sales. It feels like consulting, like it should, like you are genuinely helping these businesses, because you actually are. But pricing right only matters if you can communicate the value properly. So here's the framework for closing deals. So clients don't buy AI workflows. I hate to break it to you, they don't give a shit. They buy time savings, cost reductions, and revenue increases. And your job as the consultant is quantifying the business impact of what you are telling them to implement. So what you are going to do is you are going to calculate how much it is currently costing them to do specific tasks in their business. So let's say they're currently spending 20 hours a week on a manual data entry task. That is $25 an hour. That's roughly $26,000 a year annually. We then quantify if that time or a percentage of that time was then to be reallocated towards a revenue generating activity, because they're wasting money over here. And then if we reallocated that time over here, we could be making this amount more also. So the true cost is them two merged together, right? When we are presenting this solution to them, the logic just speaks for you. This is why this isn't really a true sales process. You are presenting a solution saying, hey, we're going to eliminate 18 of these 20 hours. That's going to save you $23,000 a year. You are going to be putting this time here. You have an upside of potentially another $50,000 over here. My fees for doing this implementation, right, as $10,000, you are looking at getting a 7x return on investment just in your first year. And then you can also layer in your audit fees. So let's say it was like a 6x return on every dollar from a implementation that you have identified that can save them this money. Once you've mastered that positioning and frame, here's actually how you go out and find clients. So instead of chasing prospects, what if the reputation that you have built over your last 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years in whatever industry has been the gold mine that you've been sat on, okay? So this is what most people miss when it comes to starting a consulting business, is that they don't realize that the money is already in their network. And you can pull this out by doing things like publishing detailed breakdowns on specific workflows or integrations or industry inefficiencies. So let's say you've been an accountant for a long time and you know that the payroll can now be solved through automation. You starting producing content around that. Just as an example, you can create free resources for your industry. This is the 10 AI implementations for manufacturing businesses, increasing profit by 37%. Who's that going to attract? Manufacturing businesses who have an interest in adopting AI. These are your ideal clients. You are going to be producing content, making resources that are just going to attract the exact clients that you want. You are not going for virality here. You are going for depth. And when you're doing audits, when you are actually helping companies, you can share behind the scenes of what you are doing inside of these companies, how you're approaching it, the problems you are uncovering, and then how you are going about solving it. Who do you think that's going to attract? More people who are like them, more ideal clients for you. After you have also successfully worked with these clients, you are going to be building out in-depth case studies. Once again, presenting the inefficiencies, presenting the solutions, presenting the outcomes. All of this is allowing you to go incredibly deep with your desired audience. You are the person that they're going to be coming to. It is that damn simple. But content marketing does take time. So here is a faster path if you want paying clients. So the fastest way to get testimonials and case studies is offering strategic value up front with the right prospects. Now, this doesn't mean you aren't going to get paid. It's that we do this in a very specific way, okay? So you're going to identify 3 to 5 businesses in your target market with obvious inefficiencies. In the most ideal way, these are people you already know, like, and who trust you. You are going to be reaching out to them and basically offering the audit process. And I want you to go to them and say, hey, Mr. Business Owner. So I'll be like, hey, Jason, I am an AI consultant now for healthcare businesses. And I know how many manual tasks that you're doing. You're probably doing stuff like project management updates manually, sales team updating CRM manually. I would love to come in and do a full 20-hour audit onto your business and show you where AI can actually come in to increase the efficiency of the business and put more money in your pocket. You also, if you do know bigger companies, you can do a mini audit, like an audit of a department rather than a whole business. So it really depends on who you know and the opportunities you have in front of you. I know a person, Craig, who got an opportunity to audit a department of a 3,500 person publicly traded company because about 50 people. So you're going to deliver this mini audit. You're going to show them 3 to 5 opportunities within their business that they can save money on by implementing AI. You're going to do the ROI calculations to make it very logical for them to see how AI can now solve these problems and bottlenecks. So that's how you can build credibility very quickly. So you're going to spend 20 hours on each of these audits. You're going to deliver a great result for that business owner. They are going to pass your name around as well. You're going to get referrals from it. And then you're also going to be able to utilize this audit for content creation, to speak to your ideal customers, to attract more people. So is this all starting to make sense in your head, right? It should be. So now we've got proof, we've got our first clients, we've done our first projects and audits. We now want to transition into a predictable revenue model. And this is where things start to get really juicy. So audits and implementations are great because you get paid a bunch of money, but they don't have the retainer element to them. And the way we get the retainer within a consulting business is we actually offer one of 2 things. So you can offer maintenance on the implementations, which we have spoken about earlier. And the other thing we offer is strategic advisory. So you become their outsourced AI consultant for their industry. And they want this because AI is evolving so damn quickly. It's good to have someone that they pay $2 or $3 grand a month that they can just call up, or you can give them consistent advice to their business as AI is evolving and there's potentially new AI opportunities that can help their business. And this is absolutely what is happening in the market. Don't be in 2 minds about this. Like, every day there is 1,000,001 new things that AI can do for businesses. So this is a very, very, very powerful role to be in. And they just look at you as almost, they put you on a pedestal as like this AI god for manufacturing or healthcare or whatever you're in. Okay? So again, strategic advisory retainers, 2 to 5K is like a bare minimum. I know consultants who have a very strong reputation in a certain sector that are charging 15, 20K just for the strategic retainer. And they're not actually doing anything. They are just a phone call away to helping these businesses evolve and adapt. Now, the monthly deliverables are going to be things like tool reviews, identifying new opportunities, new automations, optimizing the workflows. That would be obviously on the maintenance side. That's kind of what will be encompassed within these monthly retainers. And again, this is going to just enable yourself to essentially become a part of these companies long term. AI changes daily. We need you to stay ahead of the curve. We need to make sure everything that's been implemented doesn't break. And that is why you're paying us this money. And like I said before, I would make it an absolute requirement if you are doing the implementations. So every implementation you get, you then automatically get recurring money. And again, another one of my clients has done this, and in the last 2 months now has a $15,000 in retainers from managing and maintaining the agents that he's installed through the implementations. So a lot of these run very, very, very consistently, which is awesome, right? Now think about this, how much more confident you're going to feel in life when you have those retainers coming in, 15, 20, 25K a month from these AI agents that you've maintained. And again, if you are just outsourcing this, or you just have somebody on your team who is an AI agent whiz kid, like all you got to do is pay their salary, and it's probably going to be $3 grand a month. Like, it's not going to be a ton, because there is a ton of those tech people out there who like that side of it, who don't have industry expertise, who don't want to go in with clients, and we get to leverage their interest and their desire to be on the technical side with our interest and desire to be consultants and make a bunch of money. So now let's dive into what separates consultants who cap at like 10K a month and those hitting 50, 100, 200, 500K a month. And it is premium positioning. And this is a really important mental frame that you want to have, okay? So generalist consultants compete on price. So if you go, hey, I'm a consultant, I can do any business, I do anything, you are just going to get gobbled up. Specialist consultants, however, they literally demand premium prices because you don't have a choice. They create their categories and then they own them. They are the only option. So if you were the consultant for wind turbines and the AI consultant for solar farms, how many people in that sector do you think there are? There's none. So you have absolute pricing power on these people. I know somebody who is an AI consultant in a very, 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 very niche sector. I would argue there's probably 500 to 1,000 of these businesses worldwide. His retainers and his audit fees are over 10x everybody else's because the market has no other choice. They don't have an option. And he has had so much experience in that industry over being in it for over 30 years. He is the logical decision for these businesses. And candidly, no matter what his cost is, it is a fraction of what they are currently wasting in inefficient processes in their current business. Plus, their competitors are getting ahead in AI and they need to make sure that they're staying on par, otherwise they're going to get crushed. Ultimately, that's what all these businesses have a problem with, this idea of them getting crushed. So when we have this premium positioning, when we are thinking about ourselves as the expert, as owning this industry, we'll also develop our own proprietary systems, our own proprietary frameworks for dealing with these clients. And having those also continuously sets us apart in the market. So we'll not only have the industry language down because we know it well, we'll have all the assessments that we're doing and the audit process down. We know what implementations they're likely to need. We'll already have them built out. We know what maintenance looks like. We'll also know their current pain points, things that go wrong, things that speak to them. We know their language. And then we just keep doing business with more and more and more and more of these people. And we build out these case studies, we build out this portfolio, and we own this vertical. I really hope this is starting to hit home with how big an opportunity this is for you right now. It is so much easier when you have positioned yourself as a premium AI consultant in a vertical to be charging $15, $20, $50, or $100,000 just for an audit. And you might not believe that, but I can tell you as a matter of fact, that is a fraction of the cost that what a big four consultant would charge for an audit, and they are everything to everybody and they've just built their reputation. As AI consultants right now, we are the people that are disrupting $1 trillion industry, which is traditional consulting. You are here, you are one of the first, you are the early adopter. And here is the part that protects you from the AI tools evolving faster than your skills. The biggest fear people have with AI tools is that it will get so easy that consulting becomes unnecessary. But this is the most backwards thinking ever. So as AI tools get easier, more businesses attempt do-it-yourself implementations and create expensive messes. They basically fuck it up, right? And this has happened up till this point. This is why 95% of AI implementations have failed, because people have gone out on their own and they've messed it up and they've hired the wrong people. You are coming in, like I said, you're the person on the pedestal and go, I know exactly what your business does, I know how to fix it. So your value shifts from being that technical knowledge to being that strategic judgment and having all that business and industry understanding. That's how you are positioning yourself. This is what the world's best consultants do. I've been doing this for 10 years and I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. This is how you stand out. This is how you never get replaced. There's no AI that is going to replace people going to businesses and finding the inefficiencies. That is not coming anytime soon at all. And tools just commoditize the entire process. And ultimately, they actually just put more money in our back pocket, because the better the tools get, the cheaper it gets for us to do the implementations. And it will get to a point where even us as consultants will have one technical person who uses AI to build out all these workflows for us. Like, we're not far off that right now. The real power for you is you know how it integrates into these businesses and basically improves their processes. And no tool is going to know how to do that. There's not going to be an option where you go to a website and say, this is my tool, how does it help an engineering business, okay? So the consultants who understand the business problems will always beat the people who just know how to work tools. That is an absolute undeniable fact. Finally, I just want to cover the biggest mistake that most consultants make that kills their business before it even starts. The gap between your current skills and where you think you need to be is costing you months of income and learning, all right? You do not need to master every AI tool before selling AI consulting. You just need to be one step ahead of your client. You do not need to be 10 steps, all right? The best learning happens when you get paid to do audits. You get to understand your clients and their workflows, not through free tutorials. The imposter syndrome does not go away with more knowledge. It goes away with more action, and the more results you get, so the more clients you deal with. So the clients you are avoiding because you feel you are unready would be perfectly satisfied with exactly what you can currently do now. I promise you that if you know anything about AI, you know some of the inefficiencies it can already solve. It is already going to blow the mind of your ideal prospect because they know nothing. The AI workflow opportunity is massive, but the window for positioning yourself early is closing really quick. So right now you can establish yourself as an expert, build proof, charge premium rates before competition forces price down. And if you want to see the exact consulting frameworks, pricing templates, client acquisition strategies I use to land $10,000 projects, feel free to join my community. First link in the description.